have given my statement in the Diddy trial. I have told the FBI all of Diddy's secrets. I have also revealed where Diddy's secret tunnels are. I have handed over his sex tapes as well. And now Diddy can never get out of jail.
They have found Sean Combs not guilty of leading a criminal enterprise, not guilty of racketeering conspiracy. They will now move to the other 4 counts, 2 of them on and on and we have not guilty now on count 2, which was trafficking of Cassandra Ventura. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of trafficking when it comes to his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura.
Gay in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a month at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room. Come here. Is that kissing? Is one of the Professor Obi?
I've heard anybody else say until the federal government came in, because nobody knew, Mighty. Nobody knew before the federal government came in and hit Puff with those charges that any of this would have ever happened. You could not tell me, nobody could predict that this dude would be sitting on trial for his life.
$50 million 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
And get offered that kind of thing, like to compromise themselves sexually for entertainment.
I was as shocked as anybody about how powerful Harvey Weinstein was at the time that I was meeting with him, and how he could not be told no. You follow what I'm saying?
They'll figure out some way.
Right. So I thought that didn't apply to me because I don't care about none.
G. Combs, a man who rose from running Uptown Records to shaping the very fabric of hip-hop culture. Once a symbol of success, wealth, and the ultimate hip-hop dream. His name now echoes through one of the most high-profile criminal cases in modern entertainment. As the world watches the case unfold, one voice cuts through the noise. Katt Williams. Known for comedy, yes, but also as a cultural truth-teller. For years, he's warned us that fame isn't always earned, and that power often comes with a dark side. Today, we examine what Katt Williams has to say about Diddy's trial, the system that enables figures like him, and the deeper implications for the entertainment industry, because this isn't just about a verdict, it's about an entire structure coming undone. Before we step into the courtroom, let's zoom out. Diddy isn't just another rapper. He's a mogul, a model of success. From Biggie Smalls to CROC, from reality TV to fashion, his influence has reached nearly every corner of the entertainment world. For years, he was seen as the mastermind behind the scenes, building careers, shaping legacies, and defining an era.
Judge ruled detention is mandatory with a Mann Act conviction, and there was no, there was limited exceptions there. Why exactly is he not out on bail, I guess, in layman's terms?
Under the statute in federal court, when you're convicted of certain types of offenses, detention is automatic. The defendant in this particular case was already detained, so it's a heavy burden for their defense to show that, well, Judge, he should be released despite the statute because these are the extraordinary and compelling circumstances that should allow his release and show that he's not a danger to the community, he's not a flight risk, and he'll abide by all the terms and conditions of release. The judge apparently didn't think that the defense has met that burden, which is, as I said, a pretty high burden.
How big of a loss is this for the government? I mean, you're talking about major charges, racketeering, conspiracy. You have prosecuted these at this level, Joel. How big of a loss for them to put this case up and then for them to lose on the three most serious charges?
I don't like to say loss, wins and losses, because it's the system. The jury system spoke. I will say there's disappointments, and I'm sure the prosecution in this particular case is disappointed. They had a lot of witnesses. They had to deal with a lot of victims that said this happened, but it went to the jury, and the jury is a system, and that's what we have to have faith in. And they spoke, and that's the decision that is there. So I'm sure the prosecution's disappointed in it,
Sure.
But he's still convicted of 2 felonies.
We heard last night there were some jury members with unpersuadable views on this case. We know last night that racketeering, they were, that was not decided last night. What happened in the 1 hour this morning when they all got together and deliberated? Because it only took an hour.
I wish I knew. If I did, I'd be hired as a jury consultant. But that's a difficult time. I mean, from the prosecution and the defense, you don't know what's happening because we don't have access to what's happening in the jury room. And you have 12 different people from all different parts of, cross-section community debating about how they see the evidence and view it. And they came back and told the court that, well, we can't reach an agreement. And then at that point in time, the court could have given what's called an Allen charge. My understanding, they gave a partial Allen charge. And the Allen charge is kind of dreaded by some people, especially defense, because some people view that it forces the jury to make a decision. But it's not really the case. It's been tried and tested in the appellate courts, and the court goes through and reads it specifically and says, listen, jury, you're in the best position to decide this case. You've heard it for this many days or weeks or months. No one else is going to do a better job than you are right here. So I'm instructing you to go back and take a look at your viewpoints, take a look at, discuss it amongst the other jurors, apply the law that I give you, and see what happens. It's my understanding in this case they give a partial Allen charge, and the jury went back and listened to the
Yeah, I was trying to do something there that hadn't been done. I thought that I had figured out the algorithm mathematically, and I thought that I could show that. And when I wrote it out to kill the careers of the people I was talking about, right? But it was so vicious that I erased all of the knockout blows and just left the jabs so that the comic I'm talking about knows that I know your real story. Motherfucker. I'm gonna tell this, but you know what else I know. So, I was...
Do you want to tell any of those stories now?
Well, I'm saying I had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
So Katt Williams said it. The lawsuit started coming out right after he said it, and he said all would be exposed. He heavily implied, and this is again an allegation, that Lucien Grange was having some sort of a homosexual relationship with Diddy. So he is the person that controls Diddy, that Lucien Grange was aware of these parties, that Universal Music Group was aware of these parties. Essentially, that Diddy is the thug and the gangster working on behalf of Lucien Grange. They did not know that he was recording them. I mean, when I read through that lawsuit, Rodney made it very clear that he had hidden cameras. And if you are a person like LeBron who says ain't no party like a Diddy party, you got Ashton Kutcher talking about what happens at Diddy parties stays at Diddy parties. And finally you learn via the press that actually Diddy has been collecting evidence on all of you, and you don't know where those tapes are. That will buy your silence for quite some time, because you're hoping that if you keep your head low, you're not going to be revealed as one of these people that was engaged in some of these acts, whether they were heterosexual or homosexual. It doesn't matter. Maybe you're just cheating on your wife and you don't want that to get out into the public. Maybe you were, as Katt Williams described it, in one of the rooms. He said you could just walk around the house. He said this on stage years ago, that you could walk around the house and you would see people engaged in various sex acts. And again, Katt Williams was someone who was dismissed as crazy and dismissed as a drug addict. And it turned out that, or it seems that if these allegations are proven to be true, and I believe they are, then he was telling the truth.
Do you think that like stars and get offered that kind of thing, like to compromise themselves sexually for entertainment?
I was as shocked as anybody about how powerful Harvey Weinstein was at the time that I was meeting with him, and how he could not be told no. You follow what I'm saying?
They'll figure out some way.
Right. So I thought that didn't apply to me because I don't care about nothing but bitches and good business, right? In these scary situations, I don't even leave it up to me. Like, I'm going to do what the superhero would do in this part of the movie, regardless.
That's a good way to think about things in general.
Yeah.
What would the super...
But with power comes scrutiny, and over time, the whispers began to grow. At first, they were dismissed as rumors, strange anecdotes, or bitter exes recalling unsettling experiences. Stories of control, of darkness behind the glamour, quietly circulated. A few lawsuits surfaced, often settled before ever reaching a courtroom. Then came Cassie. Her lawsuit last year was the breaking point, the moment the floodgates opened. What had once been isolated murmurs turned into a tidal wave of accusations, forcing the world to finally confront what had long been hidden in plain sight.
Diddy's trial. I mean, this Diddy situation is getting nastier and nastier and nastier. Rob, before I read this, is there anything you have? Obviously, the only thing we can see is paintings and drawings and all this other stuff.
And that artist should never, ever hold a paintbrush or a drawing pencil. That artist, in this the case, is horrible. And we'll show. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just. So Cassie Ventura testified Sean Diddy Combs control freak-off sessions, directing her to have male escorts, stating sometimes Sean and the escort would have intercourse with me. It was just like a lot happening at once, and specifying that escorts would ejaculate usually when it was okay for them. Per Sean, often, this is a New York Post story, folks, so earmuffs. Often on, if you got kids, just don't, I'm going to read this next part. I should have given you a warning. But if you got kids, pause the video and then continue. Often on her body, after which, are we really reading this? Urinating on her? Saying sometimes
it's pretty,
Sean, he himself or the escort would urinate on me, including an overwhelming incident where she choked because too much urine was in her mouth. What?
Yep.
Ventura detailed the degrading nature of these drug-fueled freak-offs, noting she was high on ecstasy and MDMA, feeling sick almost every time, yet Combs would push her to continue on with the intercourse, even if I felt like vomiting, or if I was vomiting. She described a session where a blow-up pool filled with baby oil applied every 5 minutes to keep participants glistening, and revealed Combs once left the freak-off to comfort rival Suge Knight. What?
Yeah. No, to confront Suge Knight, not comfort.
To confront Suge Knight.
Hey, Suge, come here, let me get real comfortable with you, baby.
Please don't do anything stupid.
I heard that you bought a military base in Alabama. Is that true? A military base?
As starving comedians would do.
Now, I don't know if you're being truthful or not. Did you really buy one?
Yeah, Fort McClellan. Yeah,
What?
because the reason why like my life works in golf and off the golf course is because I follow instruction well, right? Mm-hmm. So if I see somebody do a good job, I just want to do a good job.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow the example.
Yeah.
Right? So Tyler Perry got a military base.
That's correct.
Made it into a movie studio and started making movies. Katt Williams.
Bought a military base. Are you making movies?
I'm not wearing dresses. Yeah.
Seeing the point. At what point in Tyler Perry's career was he Samuel L. Jackson or Denzel Washington? Which are the only two black men I can think of that never had a dress on.
Yeah, but I don't think it's about
at what point it is about that. It is about that because he's the only black man that we already established has $1 billion for making movies. He's the only black man with his own studio, but he's also putting out material where he got a goddamn dress on every year.
Because
every time you turn around, at every iteration of his success, be it the plays that took over and got him popular, be it the shit that he did on TBS, be it the first movies that he did, be it the movies that he does now. So what is his excuse for doing Madea content now?
Because there's an audience for it. There's an audience for it. There is an audience.
There's an audience for it.
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends. And I don't care how long it's been since I talked to them. They will always be my friends. Always. Tim and Durrett and Lamont Rucker were not the same after they went on camera with Tyler Perry. Christian, I think you can tell me why.
Wasn't just about one incident hit, was about a pattern. A lifestyle, a system of control and manipulation that ran far deeper than the public had ever imagined. That's what brought the case to trial. It wasn't built on a single moment, but on years of alleged behavior accounts from former partners, assistants, hotel employees, even male associates and federal agents. Prosecutors presented a tangled web of influence, coercion, and abuse. At the center were the most serious charges: racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking accusations, so grave they carried the potential to lock him away for life.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
We are going to hear from Cassie this week, along with another witness named Jane. They said we're going to see videos of these freak-offs, and it's going to be very uncomfortable.
He was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties.
Cassie and Sean, basically they told me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean.
And it'd be like, matter of fact, they sent me to go places. Like, this girl, like, not this job though.
While Diddy was ultimately acquitted of the most severe charges, he wasn't cleared entirely. He was convicted on 2 felony counts related to transportation for unlawful purposes, involving both Cassie Ventura and another woman known publicly only as Jane. Even without a conviction on the heaviest allegations, these charges alone carry the weight of serious consequences, potentially landing him behind bars for up to 20 years.
So Jane Doe, the point of her testimony is, I don't think it's very much so the RICO, it's the trafficking. Okay, they're trying to prove the trafficking charge. And the trafficking charge is going to be trafficked by fraud. So the by fraud means she was lied to. So it was a thing last week where they wanted to insert her her notepad from, like your notes in your iPhone where you just go and jot down things, the notes app. So she would put down notes in her, like she would actually write out text messages in her notes app where she would want to send to Diddy. So they were introducing them. Inevitably, they ended up introducing them. But the defense did not want them to introduce those notepad, text messages into evidence. But the prosecution said, no, we want to introduce those because it's not hearsay, but it goes to state of mind. And state of mind is what they need to prove for the trafficking by fraud. So the notes that she wanted to send to Diddy is in those notes. It goes to what she was thinking, how she felt. It went to her state of mind. And what the prosecution is trying to prove or imply, and what Jane Doe is saying is, hey, I was frauded by him in traffic. Frauded means I thought that we were going to be in a relationship. I thought we were together. However, I was just a subject. He lied to me. The lie is the fraud. I hope I made that make sense. So this is the point of her testimony, to show that she was trafficked by fraud. She didn't realize she was trafficked, but she was lied to and deceived into being trafficked. So just so everybody knows, that's what it's given. Okay. And one thing that I also learned too is a lot of these people talking about being flied out. If you fly somebody out and that person then decides they were uncomfortable and you guys, messed around, or if you discuss, hey, I'm gonna fly you out, we're gonna around this weekend, whatever the case may be, whether you discuss it or whether you not, it gets really, really blurry. And that person can press charges against you and you can be charged with trafficking. So for all these people want to be flew out, you got to watch who you fly out, because if they flip a switch on you, you could be a trafficker. Just FYI.
Many believe the most damaging aspects, those linked to deeper criminal networks and possible blackmail schemes, were carefully concealed or handled quietly behind closed doors. As Katt Williams put it, that wasn't justice, it was choreography. Unlike Hollywood insiders, Katt has the freedom to speak truths others won't. In his view, the courtroom drama wasn't a surprise, it was a carefully staged ritual. A prominent figure takes the fall, just enough to ease public outrage, but not enough to reveal the full truth. Katt has long argued that a hidden system exists within the entertainment world, a network of protectors, influencers, and gatekeepers who ensure that when scandals arise, the fallout is controlled. Names get shielded, stories disappear. As he's said before, out here, speaking the truth can get you killed or worse, completely ignored.